welcome inside Calihan Hall for the 5th annual CHSL Matt Calihan Challenge. Good morning, everybody. My name is Chad Bush alongside Scott Bernstein, ready to give you 5 of the best basketball games in the state of Michigan, collaborating on one court here in Calihan Hall, historic Calihan Hall. We're glad to be with you. Scott, an exciting day that will start with De La Salle and Eastpointe. De La Salle coming in hot after a win last night. I know you were there. Eastpointe, new coach, new program they're developing. The storyline is De La Salle, what they did last year and what they did last night. Tell us what is up with the Pilots.
Well, you know, it's the John Jokai regime. The John Jokai era is off and running, and it's sprinting. It's like
that's fair.
He got out of the box super hot. First season in the Catholic League, took his team into the top 10 for the state. Nobody expected it, and then I don't think anybody expected a tournament run like he had all the way to the Breslin Center in the Final Four. It's like Greg Esther never left.
That's right. It picked up right where it left off, and Johnny doing good things. On the other side of the ledger, you have an Eastpointe team that has a new program, and they won the Matt Gold a year ago, and they're a team that's going to look to get some leadership from their new head coach, Mike Raley, who came up from Cincinnati, said, hey, look, I wanted an opportunity to run a program, coach young men. I've done it for 30 years, and Eastpointe found him, and he's got some kids that he really likes.
Yeah, this is a program that, isn't unfamiliar with success. In fact, I can remember at some point in the last decade, I was here at Calihan Hall covering them in the quarterfinals. I don't remember if it was in the early,
Yeah, I think, you're right. It was maybe back in the 2000s.
It was I'm pretty sure it was in the 2010s.
Yeah, that's right.
But, so this is a program that on both the football field and the basketball court have found success in the lower divisions of the MAC Conference.
They sure have. We're going to have the starting lineups here for you. We'll start first with Eastpointe and the Shamrocks. And their principal is Dr. Richard Williams. The head coach is Mike Raley, and Tom Bailey, an assistant, along with Dion Woods. Eddie Higginbotham gets a start at the point guard, a kid that's the quarterback on the football team. Jerron Jackson at the other guard spot for your varsity kid, Elijah Hargo, Nahum Wellams, and Latrell Johnson. We'll take a timeout. We're coming right back. We'll pause here on the Prep.
Today I'm going to tell you about sportsmanship because it's important. Treat your opponents the way you would want to be treated. My mom says that. Listen to the referees. It's their job. Be nice to their team and our team. Cheer them on. Always play fair. It's the right thing to do. It's sportsmanship. It's not that hard.
As the voice of Michigan student athletes, the Student Advisory Council's role
is to convey the message of how high school sports are supposed to be played.
We are responsible for helping the MHSAA maintain a positive and healthy atmosphere
so that interscholastic athletes may thrive.
We believe athletes should be competitive,
sportsmanlike, and excel academically.
We believe students in the stands should have fun,
but not take the focus away from the game.
We believe coaches should act as teachers,
helping student athletes develop while still keeping high school sports in perspective.
We believe that parents should always be positive role models
and be supportive of their child's decision.
We believe officials commit their own time to high school sports,
and respect should always be shown and given to them.
The most important goal for student athletes is to enjoy high school sports
while keeping a high level of respect between all those involved in the games.
Enjoy the game!
Detroit, Chad Bush and Scott Bernstein with you. The starters we were speaking of for Eastpointe and the Shamrocks, Jerron Jackson at the other guard spot. Elijah Hargo is a forward at 6'3", and a defensive specialist, Nahum Wellens, at the guard spot. Kid that's a wing for them, a hybrid type player. And then Latrell Johnson rounds out the starting 5. He's the center, unique player, 6'3", 230. And that is for first-year head coach Mike Raley, coming up from Cincinnati. And Tom Bailey, Dion Woods, his assistants. The Shamrocks in green and white. here this afternoon in Detroit. Let's meet the starters for the Division I semifinalists from a year ago, the Warren De La Salle Pilots. And they start with their point guard, Nino Smith, a good one. A pass-first facilitator, but a kid that can hit some big shots.
He hit a pretty big shot last year in the tournament.
I'd
Buzzer
say so.
beater to take him into the quarters.
No doubt. Tristan Nichols is a big-bodied guard / small forward. He's got Northwood and SVSU. Offers big hands and the disruptive pest on the defensive side. Tamario Adley is the new addition to the lineup. We'll get more into Adley later. He's a great story.
Came over from Chandler Park.
Yes, sir. And a guy that can play all 5 positions at the high school level. He's a fun one to watch. Caleb Reese, also a part of that starting lineup. Elite speed and defender, and a guy that hit some big shots last night, goes hard, and he's one of their leaders. Michael Salaka is their big guy in the middle, a Toledo offer. 7'1" wingspan, 6'8.5", really developing quickly, and some have him the #1 big man in the class of 2023. Watch out for Mikey Saluka. We're ready to tip it off. De La Salle comes out in the gold uniforms and purple trim. Let's meet their coaching staff as well for De La Salle. I'm going to let you pronounce Johnny's name.
John Jokai.
John Jokai is the head coach, and a great story in his second year, taking them all the way to the semifinals last year. Andrew Grouser, Ron Holder, Jason Rennie, Mike Malkowitz are the assistant coaches. Rennie set to go.
Rennie came over with John from Wall Lake Northern.
Right on. He had a nice run at Wall Lake Northern, did John Jokai. 3 winningest years in school history for a stretch. Single season win record in 2019 when they won 20 games.
It's a real rising star in this profession.
The Catholic League is on notice of that. So Luca to jump it, he wins the tip easily, and we are rolling in Motown here on the Prep. Welcome to the 5th annual CHSL MAC Calihan Challenge. De La Salle basketball first. So Luca has it topside. Lino cut off left elbow. Little zone defense for the Shamrocks. Right wing 3 on the way. Bounces out. That was from Nichols. And here come the Shamrocks on their first offensive set.
Tristan Nichols, a starting wide receiver on that state championship football team.
Sure was. Interception by Saluka. Speaking of football. Hop, skip, jump to the hole. And Nichols is fouled with that big 6'4", 200-pound frame. He's a junior and a football prospect too, isn't he, Scott?
Yeah, well, we didn't know that until a couple months ago. Blasted on the scene as a freshman on the Pilots basketball team for in Greg Essler's final season, and then last year took his game to another level, helped him get to the Final Four, and then this past fall, showed what he can do as a wide receiver. Had 2 touchdown grabs in the state finals.
Shot off the mark. De La Salle's coming off a win last night in North Farmington.
Double overtime against Ferndale.
And tell the story about it. What happened?
Well, it was a Final Four participant from 21 in Division II going on, facing off a Final Four participant from Division I.
And Ferndale, right on.
And it was a great game, and it came down to the final seconds of the second overtime, and De La Salle pulled it out.
Well, impressive indeed.
A couple buzzer beaters from Ferndale to take it into the first overtime and the second overtime.
Jason Drake perhaps amongst it. There's a shot that's blocked by Saluka. He does that well. That's why
Drake had the shot to take it into the first overtime, and then Trey Lewis had a triple to take it into the second overtime.
Trey Lewis committed to
Loyola.
Tristan Nichols going to lead the break up ahead, and Nino Smith will get fouled going to the hole, and his foul is committed by Nahum Wellens, junior forward, the guy that's a wing for him, mainly a rebounder. Eastpointe competes in the MAC Gold. They won it last year, finished 11-9 as we see the hack, and we see the free throws coming for Nino Smith, looking for the game's second point.
Did a little research on our break, and it was 2011 when Eastpointe won the regional and came to Calihan Hall to play in the quarters.
Okay.
So 10 years ago.
Well, how about that? It's been a decade. Welcome back. Nobody got to play last year, I believe, in Calihan Hall. The Catholic League had moved their finals.
Well, last year was just a strange year.
Sure was.
All the way around.
The game is still looking for its first field goal. De La Salle has 2 points, and it's on split free throws. De La Salle with pressure defense. De La Salle on the fast break. Left wing 3 on the way. No. But a whistle and a foul. Caleb Reese was fouled. Caleb Reese, a guy that really a speedster, a guy that's their leading returning scorer, and a guy that's dangerous in transition because he gets himself open in plays like this, Scott.
Yeah, he's a little jitterbug out there, man. A lot of energy, a lot of hardwood IQ. A guy that can knock down shots when you leave him open, and he's another guy that's been on. He's a junior, but he's already been on varsity for 3 years, so he's a vet, savvy vet.
3 free throws here. De La Salle has 3 points. Eastpointe scoreless, 6:43 to go. Johnny goes to his bench, and he will check out number 5, Tamario Adley. Adley out. Into the lineup comes Alton Whitehead, who's wearing 21 today. We got a timeout on the floor. We'll take it with him. We're back in 30 seconds. This is the Preps coverage of the 5th annual CHSL MAC Calihan Challenge. Thanks for hanging out. Happy Sunday, everybody.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the diamond.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah!
Be great.
Participate!
Welcome back to Calihan Hall. His name is Scott Bernstein. My name is Chad Bush. Alex Westfall, your executive producer. Historic.
The hallowed grounds here at Livernois and 6.
This is your hood. You've been down here before.
Spencer Haywood graced the confines
of Dick Vitale Court.
Dick Vitale and some of those great Titans teams of the
Venerable,
late 70s.
as some would call it.
No, they went to the. I want to say they went to the Sweet 16 of the.
Rashad Phillips here.
Yeah, but I'm talking about when they made runs.
Oh, the
Rashad
early
Phillips.
80s.
Rashad
talking
late
80s.
70s. Late
talking
70s.
Earl Cure.
Late 70s.
Terry
yeah.
Tyler.
Yep. John Long.
The best set shot ever. Eastpointe basketball left to right. There's another turnover. Eastpointe's had turnover problems. That's because De La Salle has sticky fingers and athleticism like this kid. Tristan Nichols, 2-sport star. He might even play baseball. I think he does. He's a stud. He's a big part of why De La Salle is a 6-0 lead.
He's kind of the heart and soul of this team. He brings a lot of emotion.
Another turnover, run ahead. This is Phoenix Glassner, who's a freshman and the top 8th grader in Macomb County last year. Had a big score for De La Salle. They really like this kid. Johnny raves about him, and he's already in this game, Scott.
Well, John Jokai has a reputation, a very well-earned reputation of developing kids. I mean, when I first met him, he was developing future pros like Rashad Pack and Deontay Maton.
There's a steal and a coast-to-coast lay-in.
Great body control.
Caleb Reese on the bucket. He's a senior. And
finishes through contact.
See it there. Turnover, and that's been a problem early. Mike Raley, the head coach, a defensive-minded coach. This is a guy that really prides himself in his program and has the Shamrocks early on buying into defense, but they've been on defense the whole time. They've had a lot of practice. The offense has not had much work. There's a turnover there for the Pilots, and here come the Shamrocks left to right.
Let me correct myself. I said that Reese was a junior. He's a senior. He's been on varsity all 4 years.
It's all right. You're forgiven. You get 5 fouls, just like everybody else. Turnover at midcourt. Nichols, one-on-one. Pull up. Sulaka, finger roll, no. Got his own miss. Hacked. And he'll go line left and shoot 2.
So much upside with Mike Sulaka. When he develops his body, I can see he's already probably put on 5-10 pounds since last year, so he's obviously hitting the weight room. Got nice touch, very active, coachable.
And he's really developed quickly, maybe as quickly as anybody in the state.
He was someone that nobody knew about at all after his freshman year.
What happened? What really gave him the spurt to get recognized?
He had a breakout in the summer of 2020.
Okay.
In between his freshman and sophomore year, where he went from someone that wasn't on anyone's radar to someone that was on everybody's radar.
You can see why. He's long, he's lanky, he has a 7'1" wingspan, and he's been the centerpiece.
I don't think he played basketball as a freshman.
There's the 7th steal of the game. and a turnover. This game continues to be a little sloppy. And look, you'll forgive both teams. First of all, it's Eastpointe's first game. Timeout on the floor. We're going to keep it right here. No break. Eastpointe's first game right now. You know, they haven't played yet.
And
LaSalle's already played what? And a new coach. And hey, look, we're not apologizing, but it deserves recognition because it's sloppy right now, and that's part of the reason.
And it's like, trial by fire here. Eastpointe, it's your first game of the season, and, you walk out into the court and you're facing a Catholic League powerhouse, a team that, made a big run last year, a team that is coming off of a barn burner last night against Ferndale. Just iron sharpens iron. And Eastpointe's kind of, walking into a buzzsaw here a little bit.
No doubt.
I'm guessing if you're a new coach and you're breaking in a new system, you might want to have a couple games where you're a little more evenly matched. But you play who's on your schedule.
That's right. Early stats look 5 of 9 from the free throw line for De La Salle. Outside of that, there are a couple of field goals in this game. They've made both their attempts. They lead at 9-0. Eastpointe has yet to get a shot off. Is that right? Eastpointe has yet to get a shot off in this game.
John's known for his defensive scheming. Comes from the Tom Negocian tree and the quote-unquote the press, the trap. They just call it the press. So he came up in that system in the late 90s. And
he also would continue to get a little bit of education at Central Michigan. Under the tutelage of one Jay Smith. And was a part of the Central Michigan Chippewas 2003 MAC championship. He was a video coordinator and a manager. And is two good mentors right there, Jay Smith and Tom Negocian. Back the other way, another turnover for De La Salle. They've had sticky fingers all game. This is Reese. Reese dishes the miss by Whitehead. The lay-in, though, and the finish by Mr. Tristan Nichols. Using that 6'4" frame, De La Salle has 11 points. Eastpointe scoreless and has yet to get a shot off. This defense is suffocating.
Yeah, this trap is resulting in a lot of turnovers.
Nichols right wing for 3, no. And back the other way. This is Eddie Higginbotham. He'll try a 3, the first shot of the game for the Shamrocks. The champions from the MAC Gold a year ago. The MAC versus the Catholic League today in Calihan Hall. There's a pass behind the back to the other team, and he still ended up with it.
Nice.
And big Mikey Solaka finishes it. 13-0 De La Salle. They missed the extra point on the second touchdown. Thanks for laughing. I know it was dumb.
I got it.
De La Salle, by the way, pardon the football references, but they are becoming and have been a football powerhouse and the most productive Catholic League football team in the last handful of years.
Nice segue for the entrance into the game. Brady Drogosh, the Tom Brady of the Catholic League.
Whoa, how about that? Listen to you.
Love this kid as a football recruit. Junior, 6'5".
He deserves it.
Just won a state championship.
Topside Nichols 3, no, but he got hacked. And for the second time in this game, De La Salle's going to shoot 3 free throws after getting nailed on a shot. The guy that hacked him is number 0. That's Latrell Johnson, their 6'3" center, who they like and does it all.
And what does it say about a kid like Drogosh, who isn't a superstar basketball player? He's just going to be a role player on this team. A lot of football recruits, a lot of quarterbacks, guys that are getting big Division I looks like he is, would spend the winter on the camp circuit, training for football, especially if you're not going to be a starter.
Right.
But it just shows you the type of selfless nature, type of kid Brady Drogosh is, that he wants to, suit up, lace him up for the basketball team and contribute wherever he can, because he's just a winner. He's just a competitor.
Sure is. Well said. Guy that was quarterback, led this team to a state title in Division II this last year under Dan Roan, the head coach and athletic director, De La Salle.
Brady, as a sophomore, took him to the state finals. won the job halfway through the year as a sophomore and then surged at the end. It's been bright, shiny skies ever since.
Throw ahead, Glassner. Playing good. Glassner, 17-0 De La Salle pitching a shutout. 7 minutes into this thing. Left wing three. Got it. First points of the game. That's Ricky Wilson, the senior forward. And back the other way, Portis, who's checked in. Amori Portis, the 6'2 freshman.
He's a young guy. He's a youngster, too. I actually you heard more about Glassner. I've heard more about Portis.
Interesting.
So it shows, how highly touted these two young guns are.
Glassner was also on the varsity football team.
Okay.
The state championship team. And his best sport is, take a stab.
Baseball?
Yeah.
They are the.
De La Salle's got it going on
I was
right
gonna
now,
say
man.
they are the gold standard for the athletic department in the Catholic League right now. Across the board, every sport.
That's fair. Free throws down 18-3. De La Salle over Eastpointe. 2:45 to go in the first quarter from Calihan. Thanks for hanging out with us in Detroit. Light crowd here on a Sunday. It's one of 5 games we'll have today. Turnover left corner. That's the 8th turnover of the game by my count for the Shamrocks. Mike Raley talking to his kids. And Cincinnati native. I told him, hey, look, welcome here. I just want you to know one thing. You're welcome by our city, but as a Cincinnati native, please understand, sir, that our chili is better than yours.
The Coney chili versus the Skyline chili.
Portis steps into a 16-foot corner shot, and he drills it. Nice touch from a 14-year-old.
Future's so bright.
15-year-old.
Future is so bright for the De La Salle Pilots and the Catholic League Central in general. Right now, this Catholic League Central can go toe-to-toe with any conference in America, and that is not being hyperbolic. And outside of Pat Donnelly at UDJ, every coach is under 45.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
you got possibly another 20 years of this.
Right. Pull-up jump shot. Todd Covert might be 47, but I get your point.
Yeah, okay. Under 50. Yeah.
Sorry, I knew that one.
Yeah.
I had to call you out.
Well, I know
your point's made, though, and you're right. This is not going away anytime soon, if you're wondering.
Rick Palmer at Brother Rice, John Jokai at De La Salle, Brandon Sanawi at Catholic Central.
All under 45, and probably much younger.
No, they're all early 40s.
Okay. Like you and me?
I think a little bit older than you and me.
Okay. Glassner with it. 140 left. De La Salle's dominated, as expected, 20-3, despite coming off a 4-overtime game last night. There's a 3-ball in the corner that's off from Adam Broski. That's right, his last name's Broski. How cool is that? Broski gets the rebound. And a 3-on-2 the other way. Layup no good. That's from Alton Whitehead. And here come the Shamrocks.
Ooh, great defense. That's Drogosh.
Whew. How about that? 6'5" with 4.5 speed. Ultra-athletic quarterback from the state champion Pilots. And it's on display there.
Basketball.
Yeah, that's fair. Take a look at this.
It's just an effort play, just an energy play.
You're right, and that's exactly why he's going to be productive for this team. A guy that really is just out there. Coach John said, hey, he's going to do whatever it takes for us. He doesn't want to be a star.
Yeah.
He's a glue guy, but a glue guy that's ultra-athletic. I mean, most glue guys are 5'9" and, 100 pounds. This kid's 6'5" and Tom Brady-esque, as you mentioned. Corner 3, air ball, stick back, short corner left, no. And the run ahead, Brady Drogosh, showtime.
Nice.
Layup.
Drogosh finished with the left hand.
John Jokai saying our football guys are just getting back into it. And that's Tristan Nichols and that guy, the quarterback, Brady Drogosh. There's a near turnover at half court. Braden Holder is checked in. Holder's a freshman. And the younger brother of Lyndon Holder, who is now at Northwood.
The captain last year, the point guard, the straw that stirred the drink for that Pilots.
What a stretch he had. down the playoffs,
and
the big shots.
I always like to give
really nice career.
Some anecdotes for the youngsters out there that are maybe can get down on some of their recruiting. Lyndon had nobody looking at him going into his senior year. He had nobody looking at him midway through his senior year.
Right.
And then had such an amazing end to his high school resume that he gets a Division II scholarship in the last the waning moments.
It was late, wasn't it? Yeah, because there wasn't an announcement on him.
Well deserved.
Yeah, that's right. Well, this is his younger brother. Take a note. Don't forget about this one. Braden Holder, 5'9", 140-pound freshman, line left.
He looks like a baby.
And the free throw is nothing but nylon. He is not too. This moment is not too big for him.
I like his shoes too.
He's got some shoe game. He's got some shoe game too and some flavor. Hey, how about so does this young man? Top of the circle.
The hot pink shoes. Yeah. The Brett the Hitman Hart shoes.
Yeah, that's Eddie Higginbotham, who's also the quarterback on the football team. Floor general, guy that can knock down a three.
You know who this East Detroit team lost?
A steal before the buzzer. Go ahead and finish your thought.
I'll finish it on the other side.
Thank you, sir. De La Salle 23, Eastpointe 3. The Pilots coming off the heels of a 4-overtime W last night. And slow start, but they're doing what they're supposed to do and dominating in this game, playing well. And they're up 20 points at the end of one. We'll take a timeout on the Preps coverage. This is the 5th annual Catholic League and MAC Calihan Challenge.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom.
On the diamond.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah!
Be great.
Participate!
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 300,000 participants here in Michigan who take part in high school sports.
My dad and my grandfather are officials. I've grown up around officials and seeing how much they enjoy being part of the games. As a student athlete, I've always appreciated the people out there who are willing to give back to the kids. The Legacy program lets me officiate while I'm still in high school, working younger kids' games. Officiating gives me a better understanding of the game. I get to make some pretty good money for a high school kid, and I even get to spend some quality time with my dad. There's help wanted. Just whistle.
More De La Salle on top, 23-20. The Pilots, who went to the state semifinals last year, returned 6 of 7 guys in their rotation. They lost Lyndon Holder. They gained Mr. Adley.
I got a feeling that because this game looks like it's going to get out of hand, that Coach Jokai is going to use this as a platform to,
play some other guys.
Play his bench and play some of these role players, some of these younger guys, some of these freshmen.
Sounds good to me.
Get them minutes on the big stage here at Calihan.
Makes sense. This is the point guard Higginbotham for the Shamrocks. His pass left side is nearly picked. Corralled by Wellens.
I don't know how much more we're going to see the starters.
The offense a little behind. Coach Mike Raley warned us of that. It's been a sloppy game. The Shamrocks have turned it over.
I still like how Holder challenged on that play. He wasn't afraid to go to the rack, even though he's about 100 pounds soaking wet.
I agree. That is a offensive foul. That's a turnover, and that is the game's 16th turnover for the Shamrocks. That's really been the story of the game. Eastpointe High School is yet to really get their offense going. The defense has had its moments, but this is a team that's getting tested against the state's number 3 team. There's a fadeaway bump shot. Adam Broski, who's a junior, will go line left and try to introduce himself to the scoring line.
And I was mentioning before the break that East Detroit unfortunately lost Tayshawn Trent, who was or is a
Harper
big
Woods
Division I football player.
Sure, wide receiver was committed. Decommitted a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago, just recently. Adam Broski line left to try to add to this 20-point bump for the Pilots.
But Trent was a really good basketball player too in the MAC.
Is that right?
You know, he was a guy that patrolled the post.
Okay, I could imagine that with his athleticism and size.
So I'm not sure if he's playing for Harper Woods or not.
We'll have to check into that. Broski misses the first free throw. Not much to complain about if you're a Pilot fan, but one thing, if you want to be picky, are free throws. They have not hit their free throws. They missed both here. Right wing three on the way. Carson Kreisa for three. Count it. Splash City.
Nice.
26-3. Almost said Shamrocks. The Pilots with their largest lead of the game.
Like the foul throw on that. Nothing but net.
Another steal. And the Shamrocks return the favor. The bump ahead to Wellens.
Good ball rotation for East Detroit. Nice.
3-ball left wing on the way. Splash City. And that's by number 3, Sean Shelby off the bench. He is a shooter and a guy that's trying to score in other ways, but that's his go-to, the triple, and he bags it there. Active hands the other way. You hit a bucket. You come back and you play some active defense. And this is a guy they really like, Sean Shelby, the 6th man off the bench, and the senior for Mike Raley and the Shamrocks. John Jokai will go to his bench. He'll check out Carson Kreisa, who hit that 3. He'll also remove Broski. There's a 3 for Glassner left wing. That's no good. And the offensive rebound by Drogosh. Cross-court pass. Portis, reverse, no, but a foul. And he'll go to the free throw line and try to knock 2 home and improve upon.
I just really like how this De La Salle team isn't afraid to go to the rack. They're not settling for contested shots from the outside. They're not settling for three-pointers. All these youngsters are going to the basket, going hard, extending their body. Some of them are finishing, some of them are making it to the line, but you know, you can't teach fearlessness, and it's so, in terms of this type of basketball, it's so important to not be afraid when you get in the game, not be afraid to go into the lane.
That's right.
And these young guys are really attacking the rim.
Yep, they are, and the message is clear. Get to the rack, get an easy bucket.
What I'm saying is sometimes that doesn't click for kids until they're 16, 17.
That's right.
And these 13, 14-year-old kids, the freshmen, are doing it right off the bat.
The training that these kids get early,
yeah,
it's just different, isn't it?
Yep.
And playing year-round and not as many multi-sport athletes.
Well, we've seen it from Holder and
saw it from Holder.
Right. and Portis in the last couple minutes.
The freshmen showing out, and Glassner as well. I mean, they've got some kids. Hop, skip, jump in the lane. The banger, no good.
That's Euro step.
Yeah, the Euro step from Wellens. Portis back to Holder, no good. De La Salle by 21 points. The lead's been as big as 23. And foul down the boulevard is Eddie Higginbotham.
I'll tell you one thing about Baby Holder is not gun shy. He might look like he should be in the sandbox because he's got a baby face, but he's pulling the trigger.
Something about those younger brothers. Hey, I can relate. I have an older brother, 3 years older. Nearly the same situation as these young men, the older brothers. And I mean, you play with your brother, you get beat on. You don't care. I mean, these guys are nothing. I mean, you know how bad his brother beat on him? And I mean that in a good way.
Yeah.
And I say beat on him, not literally, folks. I mean like brothers, like play hard basketball together. There's a lay-in that's good, and this is a young man that checked in.
The Greek Freak.
The Greek Freak. And it's Kira Koza with a lay-in.
Their own version of the Greek Freak here in Pilots Nation.
29-26, lay-in no good, but that's a busy, big body. That's Latrell Johnson, a guy that's very unique, hasn't played the last couple years, a guy that can really handle the rock, does it all. He's 6'3", 230, very unique player. And as you see, a good-sized body. He'll go line right and try to get Eastpointe their 7th and 8th points of the early afternoon. Thanks for hanging out on the Prep. His name is Scott Bernstein. You can check him out at Bernie's Tweets on Twitter. And Scott also is involved in some other writings and talents away from high school and away from sports in the mafia world. Gangster, your pod.
Yeah, I'm a crime writer, but I provide content for television and film. So taking a lot of that crime writing and feeding it to the Netflixes and the HBO Maxes of the world for the public to consume.
You also wrote
the White Boy Rick film. Well, I didn't write the film. My reporting was made into a screenplay that got produced Matthew McConaughey a couple years ago.
Yeah, you were on you were also on the film, on the show.
The documentary, yeah.
The documentary.
On Netflix, check it out.
Yeah, it's
shameless
bad.
plug.
When I say bad, I mean good. It's a really fun piece to watch. I didn't even know you were part of it, and I was watching it and enjoying it. There's a fadeaway jump shot, mid-post right, no. Eastpointe's gotten active. They've woken up. Couple cups of coffee, left wing 3, in and out, stick back, counted and a foul. And here come the Shamrocks in Detroit.
Way not to get, what a job by these Shamrocks, not getting down on themselves, keeping their heads, keeping their focus, and trying to make sure that this is still a game going into the half.
Nahum Wellens, the 6'2" forward, and a spark of energy. And the lefty southpaw, like Jam Jan, gets the free throw to go. (29-10). LaSalle has opened up their largest lead with 4.5 to go from Calihan in game 1 of what will be 5 games today. Thanks for coming on board. NFHS, our partner. We're an affiliate of NFHS. We are the Prep. Holder, floater. Banker, no. Stick back lay-in is good, and that's Whitehead off the bench, an important piece. Good hustle from the 6'3" junior.
Johnson with a nice pass.
Was a nice pass.
Having him facilitate from the high post. He's playing a little Draymond Green spot. And the big guy facilitates. And you're looking at the replay here. Nice feed to Jaren Jackson, and
heady play to get his guy up in the air. Shoe game strong there as well. Line right, free throw good. Eastpointe is in double digits, and it's a cool 20-point lead for De La Salle. Holder checks out of the lineup, into the lineup for the Pilots. Returning is Nino Smith, the 6-foot junior guard. One more for Jaren Jackson, 4-year varsity kid, centerpiece of this program. A leader, guy who can really handle the ball, a scorer, but not just a shooter, a scorer. Throw ahead to Whitehead. And he'll back it out high in the right to Nino Smith. He'll attack down the avenue, left hand lay-in, no. But he'll go to the free throw line.
I like how he didn't finish that, but he extended through contact and got to the free throw line, and another one of these kids that benefiting from that long run last year in the state tournament.
11 different Pilots have scored in this game. Nino Smith is one of them. He has 1 point, a free throw. But this kid's production is going to be favorable for the Pilots moving forward.
Well, let me just state for the record that this man's name will echo in the gymnasium at De La Salle for
big shot
for the foreseeable future. With his buzzer beater to win the regional last year, it was one of the greatest game-winning plays in Catholic League history.
Sure was. Glassner right wing for 3, rim off, and a live-in right roll. And if you go to service on Sunday, sometimes those things fall through. 34-12, De La Salle over Eastpointe. 3:20 to go left in the first half.
And Nino's only a junior. I think when I said Caleb Reese was a junior, I was thinking of Nino.
3-ball, air ball. Glassner with a rebound. Top 8th grader in Macomb County last year. Gives it up to the Greek Freak down the boulevard. Nice pass to Whitehead for the lay-in.
Great ball movement by this pilot team. Sharing the basketball, effort plays, execution. everybody's getting in, everybody's getting a taste.
Nice power layup that time. By number 13, Rayshawn Reeves, a junior guard / forward, one of the holdovers from last year's team. There's a nice dump pass down to Whitehead. Lay in, no, missed the bunny after the fresh setup from Smith.
And that shot he hit against Jesuit at the buzzer and
Talk about that. What happened?
It was a step back where it didn't look like he was going to have room to get the shot off, and then nothing but net. And
how much time left?
It was at the buzzer.
Okay.
It was at the buzzer.
And what was the score before he shot it?
I want to say it was tied.
It was tied. Okay. Big time shot. They like him. And they like this team. This is a Warren De La Salle team that we have ranked in our PreP 11 rankings, top 11, number 3.
Well, I will say that out of the 5 Catholic League Central teams right now, they all dot.
Drogosh down the avenue, left-hand lane, his 4th point. Brady Drogosh, 4.5 speed, running like a deer down the road, and he lays it in. Back to your point,
all
sir.
5 Catholic League Central teams right now are dotting the top 10. Anybody's top 10 in the state right now. They have all 5.
All 5. And despite Catholic Central's loss yesterday to King, I mean, we got King number 4, I believe, in our top 11. I know you got him high. There's a lay-in off the mark, no.
Well, Catholic Central this year is probably going to have a record that is
Nichols
quite deceiving.
Hit hard. He'll go to the line. Yeah, we'll see Catholic Central in Game 3. They're taking on Port Huron Northern.
They might be under 500 this year, but
they could win a state title.
They could still.
You can say that about every Catholic League team.
In football, I think in football and basketball.
You can say about every Catholic League team.
I don't know if there are many leagues or conferences in any sport that compare with what you have in football, baseball, and basketball at the top levels of the Catholic League. And then just, the storied nature of the league. So many great athletes to come out of the Detroit Catholic High School League in every sport. I mean, guys that are in the Hall of Fame, whether you're talking football, basketball, baseball,
and it's as good as it's ever been this year, Scott.
Yep.
Right? I mean, there's no debating the Central Division.
No, it's the best it's been
Catholic
in 20.
League.
It's the best it's been in 2 decades.
It's the best it's been ever.
Possibly ever.
I want to say ever.
Yeah.
Who else when has this ever been? 5 teams ranked in the top 10. I don't believe it's happened. I'll argue it's never happened. And I'll argue it's the best it's ever been. But hey, listen, there's some arguments there. But the fact that it's in the discussion is to be noted, right?
Yep. And like we were talking before, all these coaches are, for the most part, young guys. Even Pat Donnelly, who's kind of the elder statesman of the crew. I mean, he's not I don't see him leaving the bench anytime soon.
No, I hope not. We'll see Pat in Game 4 against Macomb, Dakota. We expect that to be the best game potentially today. Coach Paul Tocco.
Yep.
And Macomb, Dakota. And head coach Pat Donnelly, who has a state title in 2016 with Cassius Winston. What a year that was.
And he's just dominated the Catholic League. Up into the last couple of years, I think he had a run of 6 straight.
7 of the last 8 years, they have won the Catholic League tournament title. I think regular season for most of those titles. There's a turnover. Nice pass, lay in good. My goodness, what a pass from Jaron Jackson.
Well, this East Detroit team is not laying down.
No.
They're still showing a lot of fight.
Mike Raley stressed to me last night on the telephone. He was generous with his time, as John Jokai was. Look, our offense is just, we don't really care about offense right now. There's a nice lay-in for Drogosh.
What's really impressing me about
defense. He says defense. And yeah, but the offense is trailing a bit. Go ahead.
What's really impressing me about this Pilots team is how they're passing the basketball. And it's going from the starters to the second string guys to the freshmen. Everyone is looking to make that extra pass. They're being patient, and that patience is leading to execution. Another, I mean, it wasn't a great pass, but he had the right idea.
Corner three is down. Splash City for Carson Kryza. Second of the game. And you can give the young man 6 points. And De La Salle, you can give them their largest lead of 25. I believe 25 is their largest lead. There's a shot at the buzzer, and this is a foul three-pointer. John Jokai watches the Eastpointe player, Jaron Jackson, sprawl in front of him and kind of smirked. Didn't like the call. Free throws coming up. The rest of the court will clear. First half is officially done with play outside of this free throw attempt. It'll be 3 free throw attempts for Jaron Jackson. And Jackson, the leading scorer, gets his 7th point. He leads the way with 7. We'll have all the stats coming up at the break.
He just hit that 3 about 30 seconds ago.
That was a nice looking one. He'll get it the hard way here, or the easier way, depending upon how you want to slice it. Eastpointe's been pretty good with their free throws, and they are, well, I jinxed them. I don't believe in that, by the way. They're 7 of 10 from the free throw line. De La Salle is 12 of 24. And really the only thing you could be upset with if you're De La Salle, it's been a dominating first half. We'll take a timeout and come back to Calihan Hall with all the statistics and the breakdown and highlights from the first half coming up after this. Thanks for hanging out. It's the 5th annual CHSL Matt Calihan Challenge. We are the PreP.
Carry number 9.
My dad and my grandfather are officials. I've grown up around officials and seeing how much they enjoy being part of the games. As a student athlete, I've always appreciated the people out there who are willing to give back to the kids. The Legacy program lets me officiate while I'm still in high school, working younger kids' games. Officiating gives me a better understanding of the game. I get to make some pretty good money for a high school kid, and I even get to spend some quality time with my dad. There's help wanted. Just whistle.
I go like this.
The best part about playing football in Texas has to be the reaction from the community.
I want to encourage others to play volleyball or choir because you get to experience new things and do stuff that you've never done before. My reason why is passion.
My reason why is pride.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom.
On the diamond.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
Welcome back to Calihan Hall. My name is Chad Bush. Scott Bernstein with you as well. Let's take a look at the first half. It was a first half that was dominated by De La Salle. Scott, they come out and take a big lead and have a huge one here, 45-22. Let's take a look at some of the stats early on. Just some dominance for De La Salle. They did it on the defensive end, mainly creating steals. That led to their offense.
You know, they go full court the whole game on a press. They turn those cough-ups by East Detroit into baskets, sharing the basketball, finishing at the rim. Just, you know, fundamentally sound basketball from top to bottom for the Pilots. You know, it's not just their starters. It's the second-string guys. It's the freshmen. Just look really sharp, especially considering that they're coming off of a double overtime
They forced 21 turnovers, Scott.
Or last night. I said last year, then I said last week. I meant last night.
That's part of the thing is too. They're showing energy.
Yeah.
There you see it here. Kick out and a 3.
You know, the depth is a benefit. You know, they got a great starting 5, but you know, judging by tonight or this afternoon rather, they've got some guys on the bench that are part of that arsenal that can be lethal weapons in their own right, even if they're 14, 15 years old.
Then we get a look here.
Looks like DJ Stevens in the house. Stan Heath in the house.
Oh yeah, it's big time. We got opening action here. Highlights, hoop in the arm. You saw Eastpointe making a move. That was Wellens. He got the hoop in the arm. And then we get the run out and lay-in. Rayshawn Reeves. And highlight package here. Hey, De La Salle was able to get it with so many guys. 11 different guys scored. Yep. And here we see the hustle, the behind the back, and the fancy triple. And some good stuff there. Hey, we're going to take a timeout. And we got a special guest on the other side of this, the president of De La Salle, Larry Rancilio, coming up next right here on the Prep at halftime. De La Salle, the Pilots in control, 45-22. This is Full Court Prep and coverage of the 5th annual CHSL MAC Calihan Challenge. We're back after this.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom.
On the diamond.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate.
Welcome back to Calihan Hall. It's the 5th annual CHSL MAC Calihan Challenge. Here on the Prep, we've got 5 games for you. And De La Salle dominating early. And we're happy to be joined by their president right now. Larry Rancilio joins us, president of De La Salle. What a time to be alive if you're a Pilot fan. Let's start first in athletics, okay, and in what you've done in your time here. You guys are coming off the heels of a state championship under Dan Roan, and what an exciting, dominating year for you and your team and your program. That's only a part of the athletic success so far. Go ahead, tell your story. You must be proud of Warren De La Salle, especially in the athletic side of things right now.
I'm certainly proud of all the kids and the coaches. We worked very hard. I'll tell you, Dan Roan, we are very, very lucky to have him in the school, not only as the football coach, but he just came out as the athletic director this year, and is, we're hoping that the success that he has in football is going to carry over to all the other sports too.
And it has. It's carried over into basketball. Your team hasn't missed a beat. They win by several points yesterday and 4 overtimes, and here you are again in the morning. It's fun for these kids, and it must be for your program and school to have athletics on a weekend like this and doing so well.
It is. It's great for these boys to play as much as they are, and it's good to have. We have a deep team, so as you can see, we have a lot of kids playing, which is nice for us too. I think Coach Jokai was a little nervous when he had a late night game that went to double overtime, but fortunately we can run a lot of kids at him too. So.
Let's talk about your team and the program and the school as a whole. Away from the athletics, De La Salle, the reasons why kids want to go to De La Salle, and sort of what De La Salle has that some of the other schools maybe don't have, or something you pride yourself on. What would that be?
Well, our motto is builders of boys, makers of men. And I think that we exemplify that throughout the institution, not only on the athletic field or court or on the ice, but more importantly in the school, in the classroom. These kids, and we'll take kids, that are challenged kids, but obviously we have some extremely intelligent kids, some merit scholars that are going to the Ivy Leagues, and that's a great thing. I'll tell you that you can get a great education anywhere in Metro Detroit, which is really, really nice. And but we really tell these kids it's a different experience. That's really what you're coming to our school for. Is most of these kids, I tell them, listen, I'm 53 years old. I don't remember what happened when I was 35. But when I was from 14 to 18, I certainly remember those years, and we want to make them memorable. And all these kids really are seeing that too.
And you guys, look, I mean, it's been a school that you've been a part of for a long time. You're an 86 grad of De La Salle. How has De La Salle changed over the years since 86, and you've been a part of it and close to it? Just talk about some of the differences.
Well, it's funny. When I visited the school when I was in 8th grade, we were in Detroit, and my first year we moved out to Warren. And the transition of the institution itself, I was on the board for 11 years, late 90s, early 2000s. And we've done a lot of upgrades to the institution, our fields, classrooms, labs. It's really a different place. It's a special place. I'll tell you that we have there. Our campus is really a wonderful place to be for these boys.
Tell you what, looks like your basketball team is maybe its best it's been in some time. I know you can speak to that, Mike Poplowski, a guy that you played with, I believe, back in the day.
I did.
So, I mean, there's some people, as we take a look at one of your Proud Hoops alums, look, this is maybe the best De La Salle has been touted or rated in school history. Is that a true statement?
No question.
Okay.
We will challenge those teams back in the mid-'80s, early '80s actually too, mid-'80s, as well as some of those teams over the course of the last few years that Coach Essler's had. Gary Bussup really set the stage for these guys back in '82 when we were runner-up in Class B, and we haven't really looked back. A couple hiccups here and there, but Coach Jokai, I'll tell you, when he came in, we were amazed at what's happened. There was just such a smooth transition.
No doubt. Larry, it's been a pleasure. This is the president of Warren De La Salle Collegiate, good enough to join us on this Sunday afternoon with his team dominating 45-22. Keep up the great work over at De La Salle.
Thank you very much for having me.
It's Larry Rancillo joining us, the president of Warren De La Salle. Doing good work here. The Pilots in control at halftime. 45-22, they lead it over Eastpointe. We're back in a moment to Calihan Hall.
Today I'm going to tell you about sportsmanship because it's important. Treat your opponents the way you would want to be treated. My mom says that. Listen to the referees. It's their job. Be nice to their team and our team. Cheer them on. Always play fair. It's the right thing to do. It's sportsmanship. It's not that hard.
Welcome back to the 5th annual CHSL Matt Calihan Challenge. Second half about to get underway. He is Scott Bernstein. My name is Chad Bush. Scott, it's game one, and we've got 4 more after this. We've only had 1 half so far. You're with me for 10 halves. You're 1/10 of the way done.
Yeah, well, I wish we could do another 20.
That's why I love you. How about the triple from the left wing? Count it down.
Nino Smith.
Nino Smith on the fire from outside, and he picks it. Throw ahead.
Feeds Caleb Reese.
Oh, those two. What a backcourt. You see him in action. And picking up where they left off, Scott, with the turnovers forced in this game. Turnovers continuing to climb up. 22 forced turnovers, Scott Bernstein.
Yeah, I mean, that's vintage Jokai. His teams are always going to play oppressive defense. They're always going to be in the passing lanes. They're always going to be active and rangy. And they're going to beat you to the spot.
Yeah.
They're going to crash the glass.
And it helped last year when they had 3 point guards really starting and playing the year. And it's his style, you're right. Play fast, unselfish basketball. Try to get a good shot, but if not, they'll run some sets.
Fast and fundamentally sound.
Well said.
Sometimes you get one without the other. Oftentimes you get one with the other.
Right on. Defensively, it's a pressure defense. Lots of defensive plays. It's John says, look, we dial up defensive plays. Offensively, we let them kind of do their thing. Topside dish to the top scorer for Warren De La Salle. That's Tristan Nichols. And he has 9 points to lead the way. Turnover, Eastpointe with a 3-on-1. Odd man rush, dump pass left block. And Rashawn Reeves turns it over.
Nice behind-the-back dribble by Reese to get a step on his defender and gets to the rack, going to the line.
Caleb Reese, several NAIA and Division III offers, opportunities, and
I mean, honestly, the only issue with him as a recruit is his size.
Sure. He's going to make somebody happy. maybe a Division I player. Who knows? These guys, some are fringe, D2, D1. You get opportunities. They're looking for the right guy. It's more about what they're looking for. It's more about what the teams want. With the COVID and the portal, and it's not more about the kid. It's just, hey, look, we need we need a kid that can run our show. Okay, here he is. But wait a minute, he's not higher rated than so-and-so. Doesn't matter. We like his skill set, right?
Yeah, not to go down too much of a rabbit hole, but the kids like Caleb Reese are the ones that are hurt most by the transfer portal.
Right. Why? How so?
Well, just because, it's not going to affect the blue chip kids. The blue chip kids are going to get their offers and their scholarships no matter what. But when the portal fills up and you have a coach, whether it be football or basketball, and they can go get a kid that's played Division I football or basketball the previous 2 or 3 years and has had success at that level, it's like a proven commodity versus an unproven. Oh, nice jam by Salaka.
Mikey Salaka with a flush.
And nice pass by Nino Smith.
Near steal. Go ahead with your point,
but
sir.
With the let's just finish this off here.
Go ahead. There's going to be a lot of these. It's okay. Honestly, go ahead.
Nino Smith, 4-3.
Nino Smith, Splash City. My partner was right to say pause. He knew what was coming. It's a downtown Detroit triple, and it's 56-23, a 33-point lead. The threes are wild in Motown.
The portal is just, I just think it's one of the worst things ever to happen to college sports, and the ripple effects,
Salaka misses the hammer. Oh, Mikey. Throw ahead, open, lay in good by Eddie Higginbotham. And Higginbotham. Throw ahead to Salaka, his lay in good, and the foul.
The ripple effects, land right here in front of us with some of these kids that are, borderline, either borderline D1, D2, or borderline mid-major, major at the D1 level. And then because the portal fills up, it bottlenecks the high school prospects.
Right.
And honestly, if you're, it's a $1 billion business, in the coaching industry of big-time college sports, football and basketball. And these coaches that have their whole livelihoods on the line are going to go with the proven commodity, the kid in the portal, over the unproven commodity of the high school kid.
Right on.
So it's just, I don't know how it's going to work itself out, but right now there's a lot of really talented high school basketball players that are getting the short end of the stick.
Yeah. Lay in good, no. Fell off for Nicholson, who's crashing that offensive glass, the athlete. This is a kid that has some love from some colleges as well. Northwood and Saginaw Valley have offered in basketball, right? Is it basketball or is it football?
No,
I don't know.
No, it's basketball.
Okay.
Because Tristan Nichols wasn't a commodity on the football field until a couple months ago.
This is a Division I football kid, is it not? Am I missing something?
Well, see that I'm not trying to.
I'm just keeping it real.
I'm not trying to crush his hoop. I'm not trying to crush his hoop dreams or anything.
I'm not saying he's not a Division I hooper. I'm just saying this is a Division I football kid, is it not?
I look at him
in that body
in terms of upside. I think his upside bodes
tight
better
end,
as a football player. But I'm telling you, he just has begun to realize that he could be a Division I football player. He never realized that before.
Right on. That's fair. That's fair. There's a foul on the floor, second team foul. Meanwhile, De La Salle continuing to dominate. They're enjoying a 60-25 lead with 5:10 left from Calihan Hall. This is part of the 5th annual CHSL MAC Calihan Challenge. We want to thank Vic Michaels of the Catholic League for this opportunity. Right corner three on the way. No, sir. Salaka says, get out of my town. This kid can do it all. And Toledo liked him. He is a Toledo kid, too. I've covered a lot of MAC basketball.
Well, I get the feeling
even the same colors almost. Well,
I get the feeling that Salaka is going to be the kind of kid that, he'll get a lot more offers before it's all said and done. He's got another year plus until signing day for him, potentially. I think he'll have a number of schools to choose from.
Nichols lobs it up.
Nice.
Salaka with a lay-in. The big 6'8.5". Call him 6'9" if you wish. Big man. Some like him as the top big man in the class of 2023. Do you agree with that, Scott Bernstein? Who is in that discussion?
Well, in terms of potential and upside, you look at a kid like this and you see someone that.
Layup good on the bust out. Long rebound. Nino Smith will take advantage, and the junior will scoot his way to another bucket. Nino Smith now heating up. He has 9 points and is the second high scorer in this game. Nichols leads with 11.
It's just, he represents great value because right now you don't know what he'll be when he fills out, gets into his adult body, because right now he still has his adolescent body. And but he checks a lot of boxes as a prospect.
I wish I had an adolescent body.
But there are a number of kids right now around the area that are in Tristan Nichols'
How about that floater up and good?
Position. We could have another dunk.
How about it? Mike Salaka with a hammer.
Caleb Reese.
And a hang.
Reese finds him with the full court Magic Johnson pass. That was a nice look. Yeah. Reese has eyes all over the floor and sees a streaking Salaka on the other side of the.
Streaking Salaka. I can tell you're a writer.
On the other side of the.
Who says
hardwood.
streaking Salaka but a savvy man with a pen?
Wordsmith,
I like that.
The wordsmith.
You are a wordsmith. That's why one of the reasons you're with me.
But Salaka got a couple of D2 offers in between his freshman and sophomore year, and then got his
that's a long
first Division I offer.
Kid. It's first of many. Let's be honest. This kid's going to be
Toledo.
Look at that.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Todd Kowalczyk's blushing in Toledo right now.
Well, he's hoping that nobody else gets in on it.
Right.
He's like, Bernie, stop giving him, stop hyping him.
Oh, the unselfishness. Nichols for three, short.
Salaka with the board, though, picking up the.
Loose change, but he missed it. And a foul over the back, a jump ball. Oh,
that's like how active he is. He's very active. He's so long, rangy, and makes that length work for him on both sides of the floor.
This is a running clock right now. It's a 40-point game. It was, and now the running clock will stop. I believe it's 40 points, yes?
I think the best compliment you can give a player is you can,
Look at that floater.
Great floater by Nino. Is to refer to them as a baseline to baseline player, a guy that's gonna go just as hard on the defensive end of the floor as they are on the offensive end of the floor. That's what Salaka does.
Hard to find.
I tell all parents, kids that are trying to get into the recruiting game, prospecting game, that be a baseline to baseline player.
There's a steal. Whitehead's been active today, and moves it
nice
ahead
pass
to Reese.
Again by Reese. Reese is diming him out. He's diming him.
He is diming him out, and we don't have dimes, but he has a bunch. Running clock right now as De La Salle's enjoying their largest lead of 42. Bunny miss, and the rebound ripped off by Damarian Jimerson. Salaka with a
we
foul.
haven't seen much since the first couple minutes is Tamario Adley.
We have not seen much of him at all.
I don't know if he tweaked his ankle or.
Here comes a hockey shift change, and Adley is not going to be a part of that. So we have to wonder maybe if there's something going on.
Adley came over from Chandler Park, high motor guard. He's got some D2 love right now, but I look at Tamario Adley and I see a Division I basketball player.
Yeah, Saginaw Valley, Grand Valley. He has Saginaw Valley offer. Grand Valley with a lot of interest.
Love his motor.
Wayne State with a lot of interest. You'd think UAD might be in that game at some point. Place we're in.
UAD, I mean, you want to talk about calling it like I see it?
Yeah, please.
UAD's got to get more active in the Metro Detroit recruiting game.
Okay.
I mean,
well, they do have. That's fair. They do have to counter your point.
I just don't see a lot of their guys out at games.
Yeah, they have an offer to. Is it Jameson?
Yeah, Jameson.
Tyler Jameson from Port Huron. Now it's Port Huron, to your point,
Yeah.
so it's not really Metro Detroit. But
Anthony Bernard we'll see in the final game.
Is it Anthony Bernard that has the offer to UAD?
Grosse Pointe South has a UD offer.
Okay, well, there you go. Maybe it was him I was thinking of. I'm not sure if Jameson.
Sonny Wilson's got a UD offer.
Okay, well, there you go. There you go. There are some. I get your point. You want to see him go after more local kids, and that's a fair point.
And this isn't the first, like Mike Davis's approach.
Just a reminder for the folks that are seeing a running clock and tripping out. When it hits 40 points, the clock runs, and time's going to wind down in this quarter. And this quarter is going to be over. The clock will stop, though, now.
I think it's 35.
Is it 35? Okay. I apologize. Okay, so free throws continue. The quarter is over, and the free throws are being shot by number 4. This is Natwan Nicholson, an energy guy. Guess what else he does? He's a two-sport athlete. He's a boxer. This kid's a boxer. That's his second sport. I wouldn't mess with him.
Last time I checked, Eastside Detroit has quite a lineage of great boxers.
Is that right? Yes, you're kidding, right?
I'm being sarcastic.
Right.
Yeah.
And
all the great boxers.
I'm not a
Detroit.
boxing guy,
Sugar
so
Ray Robinson,
I'm going to pretend
Tommy
like I
Hearns.
was not catching that.
Yeah.
We're going to take a timeout. We're coming back in a moment here on the Prep. 71-33, De La Salle over Eastpointe in the 5th annual CHSL MAC Calihan Challenge.
I go like this.
The best part about playing football in Texas has to be the reaction from the community.
I want to encourage others to play volleyball or choir because you get to experience new things and do stuff that you've never done before. My reason why is passion.
My reason why is pride.
Welcome back to Detroit. 8 minutes on the clock, fourth quarter about to get underway. The crew's got something special for everybody here. What do we got? Oh, look at the shoe game. How about that? Oh, little shoesy on a Sunday. All right, guys. Look at that. Great work. Look at the shoes in today's game.
I like the whole ensemble for Eastpointe, East Detroit, frankly. I mean, the best thing I can say about them today is that they got some fresh uniforms.
I love it.
And some fresh kicks.
Great job by our creative team. We thank Ali Hadi and our creative director, James Ferris, Julia Pisano. They do a great job on our creative side. And we appreciate Ali Hadi and his hard work as well in engineering. Adam Fuller, Robert Sherby, Evan Westfall, and our camera crew today, Rob Sarna, Jimmy Modelski, and Alex Johnson working hard on the floor. Thanks, guys. Great crew today. Jamie Janssen on stats to my right, and Pat the Stat behind her. They're a great tandem. We're glad to have them. His name is Scott Bernstein. My name is Chad Bush. We are the Prep, and we're here all day. You're stuck with us. 1 minute gone by in 10 seconds in the fourth. Down the avenue, Broski, floater no, got his own miss, and the Broski lays it in.
These guys are all just workhorse warriors. These guys they don't take any plays off, and you know what they're talking about, the starters or the backups. They go 110 miles an hour.
A lot of depth. Eastpointe trying to attack. Nicholson. Back out to Wellens. Eastpointe 11-9 last year. Won the MAC Gold. Foul on Broski. New head coach Mike Raley. He came up from Cincinnati. Jeremy Hawkins, the AD, hired him in October, and it's been a nice marriage thus far. Give this guy a minute. He's going to turn things around. Hey, the cupboard wasn't bare. They won the MAC Gold last year, 11-9 record. Made it to the NHSAA Regionals. They play out of the silver this year.
You got to go up after you win the gold. You got to go up to the silver.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Interesting. Did not know that.
Same way happens in the OAA. You know, you win the OAA gold. A lot of times you're forced to go up to the white. You win the white, you're forced to go up to the red.
Interesting. makes sense. Glasner with a pick. Sideline left, showing some handles. And watch out, check that man from downtown. Right corner. Broski for 3 short. Five minutes left, De La Salle dominating, and they have really from the start. They led 23-3 at one point, and I believe they had a 17-0 lead before the game's first points fell. And these two teams are on different levels. De La Salle, high expectations after a somewhat of a surprising year last year.
I think everyone thought that with Essler leaving, the Hall of Fame coach, I think a lot of people thought the program would take a step back.
Yeah.
And in fact, it took a step forward.
It sure did. Glasner, right side, 3-ball on the way. That's no good. Shot off the mark from Portis, the freshman. He'll attack 10. I get the benefit of a foul call.
In fact, I don't want to put anyone on blast here, but I'll relay something that I heard. I heard that Greg Essler was telling people, that Johnny would be lucky to go 500 with that team last year.
Okay. Well, hey, I don't know if that's true, but hey, look.
No, I'm not saying that Essler was saying anything negative.
No.
I'm just saying I think he thought what he was handing over to Jokai was maybe a little less lethal than it was.
Okay. Oh, okay. That's fair. You're entitled to your opinion, and that's fair.
I mean, I heard that from some pretty good sources, and it's not. I think he was just trying to temper expectations.
Sure. Right on. No, that makes sense.
You're not all, Rome wasn't built in a day.
Right. Understandable, and I think the preseason rankings reflect what you say.
Well, nobody last year thought that De La Salle was going to be a factor.
Yep. Broski down the boulevard lays it in. De La Salle with a 78-33 lead with 3 minutes left in this game.
And then they immediately established themselves as a top 10 team in the state.
Yeah.
But then even after they established themselves as a top 10 team in the state, nobody anticipated a run to the Final Four.
Yeah. 13-4 overall last year for De La Salle. District and regional championships. Advanced to the Breslin Center to the state semifinals before losing to Ann Arbor Huron. And this is a team also that gets it done in the classroom. All-state academic team. They're 6th in the state with a 3.79 team GPA. That's worth noting as well. And they're led by quite a handful of kids that are college prospects in Saluka, Adley, Nichols, Reese, and Smith.
Not to mention the Fab Frosh.
And the Fab Frosh is that
Portis,
trio. This is one of them.
Glassman.
Broski for 3. And this kid Kaisa showing that he can step out and hit a shot. It's a very deep team, maybe the deepest in the Catholic League. Timeout on the floor, we'll take it with them. 2 minutes left in Calihan Hall. Hey, don't forget, Brother Rice and Lakeshore is coming up. Brother Rice is our number 2 team in the PreP, rated top 11. They had a big win this week. We'll talk more about that later.
Defending state champ, knocked them off.
That's right. We're coming back after this on the 5th annual CHSL Mac Calihan Challenge.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
Birmingham, Bloomfield Hills, Brother Rice, I never know what city to identify them as, are in the house, and they will take on Lakeshore High School. Lakeshore and Brother Rice with that Fab 4 that I know you're high on under Rick Palmer in his 4th year. Brother Rice, a fun team. I'm excited to watch Brother Rice and Lakeshore.
I'll tell you who also is excited to watch Brother Rice is the Michigan State coaching staff has come here to scout those Fab Four. Dwayne Stevens, a.k.a. DJ.
How about it? As they should. Stavro Kirakaza with the lay-in. Kirakaza. John Jokai, the head coach. Andrew Grosner. Ron Holder. Jason Rennie. And Mike Malkovich.
Jason Rennie was quite the offensive juggernaut back in his day at Waterford Kettering.
Oh, he was a captain, huh?
Yes, scored a lot of points.
We'll give their film crew some love, too. Raphael Reese and Tanyika Reese. Student managers Luke Wilking, Jack Nelson. We talked to Mr. Larry Rancillo. The president is Ken Kalinowski. The AD is Dan Roan, and a fine football coach to boot. Coming off a state title.
Is the AD there now?
He is. And the athletic trainer is Nicole Zarucki. That is Warren De La Salle, our third-ranked team. In the prep top 11, Portis corner 3 is through. It matches his jersey number, and it matches the largest lead of the game, De La Salle, with a half 100 lead.
Well, I said 3. I said 2 freshmen. There's 3 freshmen. Holder, Portis, Glassman.
That's right. I'm glad we're coming to this conclusion now. The game's over.
No, I just said it like 2 minutes ago that there were 2 freshmen. There's actually 3 to know.
There's 3. No, and it's you got to be excited for that. More and more freshmen, Scott, we're seeing. The lay-in's good, and we'll try to get a stat recap for you quickly. They're going to move quick today. They got a lot of people to get through here, so we won't have much of a lengthy post or pregame, but we got you covered. Elijah with a 3. How about that? Elijah Hargo. It's not a Picasso, that shot, but it works. The 6'3" junior drills it. The ball game is over. Warren De La Salle wins it 85-36 to go to 2-0 on the year. Back-to-back wins to start the year.
Just taking care of business,
It was impressive, partner, and we'll recap it for you now. Let's get to the stats in this one. And we can tell you this, the numbers really, the main numbers were the fact that De La Salle was able to force turnovers in this game. They forced 30 turnovers in the contest for Eastpointe, and most of their points came off of those turnovers. And Scott, it was easy to see that the defense well ahead perhaps of the offense for De La Salle, but the offense just to get a chance to get in sets due to their defense, which is a good thing.
The best part about this, if I'm Coach Jokai and his staff, is that we scored 85 points, and my starters weren't really on the floor for more than maybe 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So you got a lot of those points from your backups, and that is an encouraging sign because, and we've mentioned a couple times on this broadcast that they're coming off of a double overtime game late last night, a game that didn't end till 9, 10 o'clock. So you're playing, 2 games in less than 15 hours.
And they didn't blink. As we look at some of the action, the corner 3 there from Nino Smith. And then the dime out of Salaka with a hammer and a finish. De La Salle doing it with the defense. You get the steal here, Tristan Nichols finding the open shooter. And again, Nino Smith getting hot from outside. Scotty did it for many different levels. And then the big boy got involved, Salaka. He was more active in the second half.
Yeah. Salaka was kind of the constant. Was the guy that was connecting those starters and those backups, making sure that there was a fluid connection and they didn't lose a step, and they didn't. Guys like him and Brady Drogosh, the football quarterback, and then Tristan and Caleb and Nino helping out where they could.
Total team effort for De La Salle. The top scorers in the game, Salaka with 12. Smith and Nichols finished with 11. 9 points for Portis. 7 points in the game for Caleb Reese. 6 points for a trio of Drogosh, Whitehead, and Glassner.
The 2 threes from Carson Fraza.
He was also big. 2 of 3 from the floor. And Holder here finding the shooter in the corner. And one of the aforementioned 3s from one of the guys that you really like, Portis.
Yeah. I mean, future's bright Portis, Holder, Glassner, learning from Reese, Smith, Nichols, Salaka. There's going to be a lot of great basketball played for Pilots Nation.
The ball game is over. 1 game in the books, 4 more to go. Our number 2 team in the Prep Top 11, Birmingham Brother Rice, who has a win already this week
against the defending state champ, Grand Blanc Bobcats.
Big time win on Tuesday.
Brought him into the that Cracker Jack box that is Brother Rice. Sent him home with a loss.
Brother Rice and Lakeshore. We've got a final here from Detroit. Final score in the game, 85-36. De La Salle wins it. We're coming back, the 5th annual CHSL MAC Calihan Challenge, right after this.